Hi guys, welcome back. I got the parts in the mail. It's been about a week, and we're gonna get back to putting this thing together. Let's head over to the bench and take a look at the cylinder that I just got in the mail, and I'll show you guys why you can buy used parts. Hi guys, here it is, Power Sports Nation. Not a paid representation of any kind. I'm not sponsored by them, but I buy a lot of engine parts from them that you can't buy OEM, and you don't want to use a knockoff. This is the place to go. They have the best of the best when it comes to used engine parts. Now, cylinder. This is the cylinder here. And what else they got in the box? Let's see, they got a advertisement card here, and you can watch them on YouTube. So if any of you guys want to see this company, I guess they have a YouTube channel, and it's Power Sports Nation. I don't know, maybe you can scan that on your TV and it'll take you right to their channel. Don't know. And they included a decal. Alright, here's the cylinder. Alright, as you can see, I'm going to need to clean that up a little bit. Power Sports Nation. It's a Kawasaki engine cylinder. That's their SKU number for when they have to find it on the shelves. One thing I do like about this is it came with the alignment pins, because I do have one pin. One of the head pins is pretty janked up. It's not round anymore. So the fact that I got the two pins with it, it's fantastic. Now I don't have to buy a pin. It's just a tiny bit on the dirty side. A little bit of flash rust in it, but nothing bad. And as far as the cylinder itself, let me grab a flashlight here. You guys can see. Maybe if I do it like this, you can see that cylinder is absolutely perfect. Or maybe you can't see it, but I can still see cross hatching in it. There's no score marks. The Nickel isn't coming off, and it is in really good shape. Now, if we compare it to the old one, and I'm going to have to take the elbow off, and I think the thermostat's behind there. Nope, it's not. Thermostat's on the other side. I'm going to need that elbow. I'll clean that up with a wire wheel, get the corrosion off it. But if you look down in here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Right there. You guys can maybe see that. Right in that area right there is where the problem is. And right here, I'll try to do this with one hand. Right in this area right here, there's a small little area where the nickel is missing. Over time, it's just going to keep getting worse, so let's replace it. And this cylinder, with shipping and tax, was about $100, which is a reasonable price considering they don't sell them new anymore, and I actually couldn't even find any Chinese knockoffs. So I guess the only way to actually get the cylinder is to buy it used. And as you can see there, it's a 3.91 liter, which is a 400 cc. Basically, they round up. All right, let's take this elbow off. And it is an O-ring, so hopefully my engine gasket kit has an O-ring for that. All right, now let's pull the pins out of the new cylinder. They come up pretty easy. I just like how they occlude everything. They don't just take everything out and throw it away. So let's try to give this a quick scrape. Let me find my scraper. Let's see if some of this comes off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and it is coming off a little bit. So we need to scrape what we can off. A little bit of a raised area there. I think most of this is going to come off with the stone, so I'm not going to spend too much time with this. But the heavy stuff we'll get real quick. Now this entire gasket has to come off, and it should come off relatively easy because, like I said, you shouldn't really glue these on. You don't need to, so it's coming off pretty good. All right. working this. Alright, that's all off. Let me get set up for the stone. Alright, let's start by deglazing the cylinder. I'm going to do that with just a little bit of WD and a piece of Scotch-Brite. And try to put a little bit of crosshatch back in here. This will also clean any flash rust that's in there. It's not a lot, it's just a tiny bit, which is not going to hurt anything. Put a little bit more in there. Same thing. Go in a diagonal pattern. That should do. It looks good in there. I like that. I like that a lot. We'll clean it all out with brake clean later. I'm gonna take all the gaskets off before I start cleaning. All right. Perfect. All right, let's start with the surface here. I've already done this on the engine cases, previous video, so I don't need to do that again. So this should be all set. This looks really good. I don't think it needs a lot of stone. All I just needed to do is take off whatever remnant was left from that first gasket. I should do it. It's not going to need much, but there is just a tiny bit of stuff on there, and I want it to seal and not leak, so it doesn't hurt to do all of them. And you want to make sure the stone is dead flat. You get a good flat stone, and you're holding it flat when you're doing this. You don't want to dig into it. Okay, that's done. Antifreeze elbow, whatever you want to call this. Let's clean this one up now. This will give a nice flat surface for the O-ring to sit on. Work on this real quick, I'll show you guys, and then I'll clean the rest of it up with a toothbrush off camera. There's a bit of a raised surface right there. Might have got dinged in shipping. And I can feel it going down. There's some more ding surfaces over there. Alright guys, all done. Nice and clean. All the surfaces are prepped. They're all ready to go. Super clean. The bore is nice and clean. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to the bike. We are going to install the base gasket, the alignment pins. We're going to lube the cylinder and the piston, and we are going to slide this back on. Alright, real quick from the last video, I did show this, and I need to grab this gasket right. I guess this green one right here is the one I need to grab. The head gasket's in there. There's a bunch of other gaskets as well, and we'll use up most of what we have here. There's valve seals in here. The head looks really good. I mean, it's low hours. I'm not going to pull the valves and put seals on it. I don't think it's necessary. We'll hang on to them. I'll give them to the new owner, and they can decide in the future if they want to use them or not. Okay, so the rings need to be at least 180 degrees away from each other. Okay, we want to put the alignment pins in now for the base of the cylinder. Alright, those are in. Pretty tough to do with one hand. Okay, that's on. That's on. Alright, that's all set. Now I'm going to get the cylinder, I'm going to lube-dube it, lube the piston, I'm going to slap it on. Put a light layer of oil inside the cylinder, and now I just want to do the same on the piston and the rings. And it kind of makes it a little difficult to install when you do this, but I'd rather have a little bit of oil on it than not have anything at all. Oil rings are in, and they are. All right, I think that'll do. There we go. All right. Okay, we're on. Okay, I'm gonna put the chain guide in now, just so I don't forget. I have forgot to do this before on builds. I had to take the engine apart, get another head gasket, the whole 9 yards. All right, now it's time to put the head gasket on. All right, let's get the head in there. Okay, first sequence in torquing these bolts down is 18 foot-pounds, and then the final torque is 29 foot-pounds. I've already torqued these down to 18. I'll show you. There's that one. That one. That one. And that one. So they're 18, and you want to go crisscross. So I am going to bring them up to 29 now, and I don't need to video it because you guys can pretty much understand how that works from this point on. And then we'll come back and work on finishing. I don't know what's going on with this camera, but she's aggravating me. Anyways, there's the elbow. I took the old O-ring out, put a new O-ring in, and I'm gonna go install it. All right, we're gonna put the cam in now. And you can see this notch right here. So this notch has to be level with this right here. And when you do that, you can see the lobes are facing down. Okay? There's a notch, and the lobes are facing down. So that's what we want to do, and we're going to do that now. But I want to make sure that the journals have a little bit of oil, so I'm going to put a drop right in there. Make sure they have some lube. Now I'm going to drop this in. And that's it. It's turning nicely. And we're going to make sure that that notch right there is level with the case right there. And these are up and down. So now Oh, it's stuck on the magnet. Now when I put the gear in, this line right here also needs to be level with the case on the same side as that notch. And if you look, you can see a slight witness mark on here of where that notch was. So I'm going to do all that now, and I'm going to Loctite the screws. I'm going to do all that now off camera because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. And most important, I know it's hard to see, but we are on top dead center. Alright guys, as you can see here, I put Permatex all around it, gasket maker, and what I want to do now is just place this on, let it sit for a minute, and hopefully, and I got Permatex on that as well, all the way around. So let's go ahead and try to install this now. And I don't want to hit it on anything because I want to make sure I have good coverage all the way around so we don't have any leaks. Alright, I'm going to put all the screws in here and snug them up and let this set for a second before I torque on it. Okay, they're all snug, just snugged. They're not torqued. And I don't know if you guys can see, but Kawasaki marked all these bolts with numbers so you know which sequence to torque. It's the first bike I've ever seen like that. Pretty cool. Alright, I am going to connect this oil line right here, this oil feed line to the top of the head. It was missing the hardware here and here when I bought the bike, so I am going to put those in now. It'll just make it easier to get this into position when we're ready. Okay, I think what we're going to do now is everything is all tightened up. I got the chain tensioner in. The head is all tight. The head is tightened down, torqued down. The cylinder's torqued down. The valve cover is now torqued down in the right sequence. Like I said previously, all the bolts on the valve cover are numbered in the proper sequence, which is pretty cool. Oil line is back on. I put the new washers in here because when I took it apart there were no brass washers in there, so I installed 2 new washers, fixed that. Alright, now I think what I want to do at this point is I'm going to plug that in before I forget. I want to measure valve lash. So the exhaust, the intake is supposed to be 6 thousandths and the exhaust 8 thousandths. Alright, valves are adjusted. Covers, I just put brand new O-rings in there. So we're going to put these back on. Don't need to get back in there. So I'll reinstall these. Alright guys, everything's buttoned up on the engine. I think we're in good shape now. I got the spark plug in. The gap on that plug is 35 thousandths. Okay, I want to hook up all the antifreeze lines now. The water lines. I'm going to hook this line in. Pretty corroded right there, as you guys can see. I want to hit that with a wire wheel. I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, we got to put the motor mount in. Now I got the bolt through here. And we got to get it up and in there. So I'm going to try. I think this might be the easiest way. I don't know. Pound it in there. That seemed to work. Alright, we're going to put the pull stop back on. I cleaned it all up. I cleaned that all up. And I have a new gasket as well. So I'm going to throw that on now. It's only 4 bolts. Not a big deal. Alright, I got a brand new filter for it right here. And these high flow filtros there, I don't know, they're made in Atlanta, Georgia, it says here. Kent, England. I like them. They work very well. I've used them a lot. And I'm going to pop it in this one. Alright, you guys can see down there. New oil filters installed. I am currently draining the oil out of the engine. And this thing had a lot of oil in it. Must hold a gallon. Anyway, while this is drip drying, let's go look at the carburetor over at the bench. So I don't know what this is. This is like antifreeze or something. It must keep the carburetor warm. Don't know. First time I've ever seen something like that. And they're brand new screws on the bowl. So that's interesting. looks like it's got a primer also. So I guess you need that to start on. It's been sitting a while. Kid I bought it off said that it had a Jap carb on it, or not Jap, sorry, Chinese carb on it, and he took it to the dealer or a cycle shop to fix it, and they told him to get an original carb. So what he did was he went on eBay and bought one, because when he bought it, I guess the bike already had it on it. So he went and he bought the carb, and he showed me it. He paid $200 for this carb, and $200 for the carbs kind of stinks that he had to fork that out. But he said it wouldn't run right with the other carb, which always happens for some reason. That main jet is wide open. It is a 150 main. Let's check the sidle jet out. That is wide open also. And that is a 88. And I think I want to pull the emulsion tube out just to take a look at it. If it looks good, then pull it off for no reason, but at least I have peace of mind. And that looks good too. That's good and clean also. So I don't see any issues here. I'm going to hit this with some brake clean, put it back together, and throw it on. Alright, I stand corrected. This is a 1 liter, not a quart. So I have 3 liters. And according to Google, I don't know if you guys can see that, 3.1 liters. So I'll put the 3 liters in and call it a day. Alright. So, the only thing I don't have in it right now is antifreeze. I gotta run and get some. I don't have any. It's full of oil. I checked the dipstick. It's showing full. It'll probably go down a little bit once the filter fills. We'll top it off then. I got the plug off right now. You guys can see. I think I'm gonna crank it over a bunch of times, get the oil flowing through the engine, get it to the top before we actually try to start it. So, I'm gonna do that now. I think that'll do for now. Let's put some antifreeze in this thing. Alright, now to get the antifreeze to go all the way to the top of the head, there's a breather right here. Or I should say a bleeder valve. So I want to take that off. Alright, let's throw the fuel tank back on. Alright, choke on. Let's see what happens. You know, it'll help if I put the spot poop back on. There we go. Boy, she fires right up, huh? Alright, let me turn this fuel on to that. Alright, I am going to have to tap on that. to shut it off because she's smoking us out, and I want to open the garage door. Plus, I need to put more antifreeze in it. The carburetor is still acting up, so I think it needs a float adjustment. I think we're gonna have to take the carburetor back off and do a float adjustment. But for now, I want to run the bowl empty, so I'm gonna start it up again. Let it run for some more. Man, she fired right up. Get some of this stuff up here. I'm gonna let this run until the thermostat opens and the fan kicks on. So I noticed the brake light is unplugged, and the handle up there on the handlebar, the rear brake, or I should say the front brake lever, sticks. They got the wrong screw, and that's the reason why. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they have this unplugged. So I am going to plug it in. But one thing I want to show you guys is pretty cool. This thing here still has the original toolkit, Kawasaki, which is pretty cool. You don't see that very often. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to plug this light back in. Alright guys, you can see the fan is running. So we know the coolant fan works. Let's put some of the covers back on. Alright, all the covers are on. This is mounted all the way around. That's mounted. Now the only thing I have to do is put the fenders on. The fenders and the tank cover. I'm going to wait on that because I have, I still have to put the winch on this, so that's going to wait for the next video. Could never understand why every time I buy an ATV, they never have covers on the valve stems. Ever. So I'm going to put covers on all these. Guys, put covers on your valve stems. They fill up with dirt and rocks and stuff, and then if you do put air in them, they end up sticking, then leaking. It's just, why? Just put covers on them and don't take them off. Public service announcement. Alright, now I gotta fix this because you can see it sticks and it hangs the brake up. So this screw, I don't even know what it is, but we're gonna take it out and replace it. Alright, new screw put in. Much better. Now it comes back. It won't hang up. And I put Loctite on it. It's running fantastic. The only problem is there's a gas leak. The carburetor keeps overflowing, so I need to adjust the float, which isn't a big deal, but I have to take some of the stuff back apart to do it. But other than that, it's running fantastic, and this thing rides like a Cadillac. I mean, it is so smooth, it's heavy, it's nice. This thing is going to be fantastic for plowing. The four-wheel drive works awesome. Let's take it for a ride. Alright guys, that's it on this. I'm not gonna show you guys just in the float. It's easy. But it's done for this video. So it's running awesome, as you guys can see. I'm sorry if the camera is bouncing around a lot. It's kind of on a long magnetic base. But for a quick ride, gives you an idea. It runs awesome. I still need to clean it all up, which I'll do in the next video. And it's running awesome. So basically all I have to do now is just fix the overflowing carb, which is just a float. And she's good to go. Thing runs awesome. And I actually really like this. I mean, it is comfortable to ride. You don't feel any bumps at all. This is awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all those kind of things. And stay tuned for the next video. Hit the bell notification so you get notified. It's going to be me putting a plow on this. And just for a quick preview, let me show you guys. Here's the plow. So, like I said, hit the bell notification and you'll see me mount that on. I'm going to put on a winch, the mount plate, the whole 9 yards. Controls, everything. Be some welding involved and whatnot. But anyways, enough talking. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.